button's all in. And the other player's all in. I'm going to need some help. Negative. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Greg Raymer is in seat 9. We got some familiar faces.
Uh-oh. We're in trouble. We're up against Poker Face. I heard you're an up-and-comer. I want to put you on my channel, give you some exposure.
He shows it!
Pure mayhem here at the lodge. There's Wayne from Doctor's Poker. Say hi to the blog, Wayne. Okay.
Come on, everybody, don't stop.
I'm playing 125 PLO at the lodge in Round Rock, Texas. This vlog is going to have my normal hands with graphics and play-by-play, but I'm also going to be including some of my folded hands as well, just to show that unfortunately the session isn't all action all the time. So in this hand, I complete from the big blind holding Jack 10 6-3, and I have to fold on the flop. Next up, I'm playing a double board bomb pot with a junky 8-8 5 deuce and 3 clubs. And once again, I have to fold after we see the flops. In my first playable hand of the session, I'm in early position and it folds to me. I come in for a raise to 15, holding Jack 9, 8-7, double suited in clubs and diamonds. I get 3 callers, including the small blind, and we go 4 ways to a flop. The flop comes Ace, King 4, Rainbow, completely missing my actual hand. However, I have an image for coming in for raises pre-flop holding aces or kings, so this board smashes my range. When it checks to me, I lead for 30. Unfortunately, a player behind me repots all in for 155. The button cold calls, and I obviously let it go. They agree to run it twice. The board's coming King 8 of hearts and Jack 3 offsuit. Both of my opponents must think they're playing high-low because the button shows up with Ace 2 3 4 suited in clubs to his 3, and the player in middle position who re-raised me on the flop turns over Ace Deuce 4-9 double suited. In this hand, I'm in the big blind. I call a raise holding 10-9 8-5 double suited. I miss and have to fold post flop. The $10 straddle is on. There's a raise to 35 and 2 callers. In the small blind, I look down at King 10 10 deuce double suited in hearts and clubs. I decide to take a stand here with my last 95. There's already a bunch of money out there, and it's possible one player will push out the others, either pre-flop or on the flop. A player behind me cold calls, and then it gets repotted to 455 by the original raiser, just like I had hoped. One of the players folds, but now the button is all in, and the player behind me is all in.
What happened? People were trying to sneak in.
Alright, the button's all in, and the other player's all in. I'm going to need some help. I need a flop of deuce, deuce, deuce. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm drawing dead. You guys just want to chop up Todd's $35 now and call it even? Call it even?
Got 205 for this spot.
How much money? I gamble. I gamble.
Well, gamble or no future? Too much gamble, even less future.
Too much money?
Who's gambling here?
You got less. I mean, I just put it in with 75. That's yours.
Give some lucky.
We're only running it once, and the flop comes down 8-5-4, Queen 6, with a third club falling on the river, giving me a flush. Unfortunately, the calling station on my left shows up with Ace Jack 8-5 double suited with nut clubs to scoop.
Everybody just fold. He has the nuts, so there's no point in looking.
Well, I could have a straight flush. I don't. I do have a flush, but I can't beat the nut flush. Yeah. The $10 straddle is on. I'm on the button holding King 9 8-7 double suited. We see a flop 7 ways. I miss. I have to fold when facing a bet and multiple callers. We're playing a 9-handed double board bomb pot, and in the cutoff, I'm dealt a very playable Ace Queen Jack 10 suited in hearts to my ace. Yes! Slay, Queen! The flops come down 10-9-8 with 2 spades and 8-7 deuce rainbow. It checks all the way around to me. If I were deeper stacked, I'm never going crazy here, as all I have is the nut straight on one board and a hope and prayer on the other, plus my straight is vulnerable to the flush draw. But given I have a shorter stack, it's fine to just rip it here. There's a possibility I might get my bet through and scoop the whole pot rather than have to split it or have someone outdraw my current nuts. I pot for 135 with only $40 behind. The small blind at calling station cold calls, and we are heads up.
No bluff this time?
Don't we have anything to bluff?
How much you have? 40?
40, yeah. He bets 40 blind before the remaining cards are dealt. The turns come the 3 of clubs and the jack of spades, and I get the last of my money in. The rivers are the 7 of clubs and the deuce of spades. I get the straight and then ace jack.
I don't know what I have.
Three. And then jacks up.
No, I think I scoop. He has ace 6 of spades, 8 6 of hearts.
You got a straight, some no spades.
And then I got ace jack.
Ace jack on the bottom. Check up.
Thank you.
Scoop. What a player.
Thank you. Yeah.
You need to show the viewers.
Yeah, I gotta show the viewers.
Yeah.
Can you chop that up? Thank you. KFG Poker Club with massive bad beat payouts. Poker tournaments with 4, 5, and 6-figure guarantees. And tons of cash games. From micro stakes all the way up to 10-20. Everything from Hold'em to Omaha, 4, 5, and 6 card. High and high-low. Follow the instructions on screen to join today. There's a $10 straddle and 2 callers. In the hijack, I look down at ace-ace 10-7, suited in hearts to my ace. I could raise here, but oftentimes players who straddle and then see lots of callers love to take their option to raise the pot, trying to push out players and get it heads up with dead money in the middle. I'm banking on this so I can then back raise all in, which is why I just call. The button in both blinds call, and the straddler unfortunately disappoints me this time, checking their option, taking us 7-handed to a flop. The flop comes jack 9-7 with 2 clubs. There's a bet of 50, and I have to give it up. We're playing a 9-handed double board mom pot, and on the button I've been dealt the very pretty ace-ace 8-5 suited in diamonds to my ace.
I'm Phil fucking help. I'm Phil fucking help me, bitches.
The flops fall ace 6-3 with 2 clubs, and 7-7 deuce with 2 hearts. There's a bet of 50. It folds to me, and I just call. In this spot, the player betting is most likely to have a 7 here, which means I'm only good on one board, and on that board, I'm very vulnerable to flush and straight cards. I don't want to put myself in a spot where I'm playing for stacks and mostly getting free rolled, where at best all I can hope for is half the pot. I don't mind other players being in there for the times I fill up on my board, and I can squeeze more money into the half of the pot I'll win. Or if I do wind up heads up against my opponent, I do have position, and on later streets, I may be able to turn what would be a chop into a scoop depending on board texture. The big blind calls, and we're going 3 ways to the turns, which are the 4 of spades and the 3 of diamonds. Now there's a bet of 100, I make the call, and the big blind comes along as well. The rivers are the 3 of spades, filling me up, and the 9 of hearts, bringing in the front door flush, and I do have the naked ace of hearts. Now the player in the blinds leads for pot of 585, and the other player is all in. I'm obviously all in for 300, ballooning the main pot to almost 1500. The player in the blinds shows jack 9 7-4 for 7s full of 9s. The other player is getting coolered pretty hard. He turns over ace 7 6-3 for a full house on both boards, but he's second best on both boards. The straddle to $10 is on, there's 2 callers, and on the button, I look down at 9-7-6-5 with 3 clubs. I wouldn't play this hand from earlier positions, as we have a gap at the top of our rundown weakening it, and we block ourselves from making a flush, plus our flush isn't nutted. However, after multiple players have entered and we're on the button with position on everyone, I'm fine trying to see a cheap flop. Both blinds call, and the straddler can't help himself, raising it up to $80. The 2 players have called, and now my speculative $10 call is turning into an even more speculative $80 call. Since we're in Texas, where nobody has a fold button, both blinds call as well, ballooning this pot to $560 before we've even seen a flop. The flop comes down 9-8-4 rainbow. The small blind shoves all in for his last 525. Another player calls his shove, and it folds to me. I'm getting 3-1 on a call here, but There are some problems I'm facing. Presently, I have top pair, and then the wrap on the bottom end of the straight. I can hit a 5, 6, 7, or 10 to make my straight, but not all of those cards give me the nut straight. Given the action, it's possible I'm up against opponents who are drawing to better straights or, in the least, heavily blocking me from hitting mine.
This pains me. This pains me so much.
Fold and hold. We don't do that anymore.
What do you have, dude?
Alright, Queen of Diamonds on turn. Queen of Spades on. And he has Jack, 6 of Hearts, 10 of Spades, 10 of Clubs. Alright, good lay down me.
Here's a collection of hands that I saw from the blinds, or they were double board bomb pots, so I got to see some flops, but kept missing and having to fold facing action on the flops. The $10 straddle is on, there's 3 callers, and on the button I'm dealt Queen, Jack, Jack, Deuce with 3 diamonds. I call, the blinds are in there, the straddle checks his option, and we go 7 ways to a flop, which falls 9, 8, 6 with 2 diamonds. There's a bet of 60 and 3 callers, and while I do have the button and thus position on the field, I only have an overpair, a gut shot to the nut straight with 3 clean outs, and a flush draw that not only am I blocking myself from hitting, but it's to the 3rd nuts, unless the 10 of diamonds rolls off, and I'm facing a table full of callers. I decide only bad things can happen from here, I lay it down, but I did film the action. They're going 5 ways to the turn, which falls the king of clubs. The small blind checks, the big line leads for 100, which it looks like a blocker bet given the pot size, someone trying to, name their price to hit their flush. Behind him, there's raised to 600, and it folds back to the original bettor who sighs and eventually decides to get it in. They agree to run it twice, and his opponent turns over the 10-7 for the flop nuts. The first river is the ace of hearts, the second river the 10 of spades. The guy who raised turns over ace 3, 10, 7. The caller shows up at the bottom end of the straight holding king 7, 7-5 double suited. Neither player had diamonds, and I would have hit my gut shot on the second run out to get half. While I still think my fold was correct based on the possibility my diamonds were no good, looking at the equities, because my diamonds were good, I actually had 45% equity 3 ways on the flop. When they got stacks in on the turn, I would have only had 25%. Leading up to this hand, a number of players at the table have been giving me a lot of grief about not playing any hands. The $10 straddle is on, there's 4 callers, and in the hijack, holding ace, king, 10-4 suited in spades to my ace, I come along.
Here you go, alright? 5 callers are in there. Well, look out! Don't worry, I'll fold after the flop. My V-pip just doubled. Uh-oh, the button raises to 50.
I like how you punish it for getting in there.
The small blind raises to 50. Calls 50. Big blind folds. One of the limpers folds. One of the limpers calls.
Yeah, you said it's verbal.
He said pot.
So it'd be 150.
But who said pot?
He said pot.
Oh, he said pot?
Set it out at turn, right? No, he didn't.
He threw it out.
He threw it out. No, he said pot after shoot. Yeah, he thought shoot was putting 2
Alright, so everyone just gave me shit for not playing any hands. So y'all give me shit for not playing any hands. I play a fucking hand. We're a pot, repot. Motherfuckers.
That's why.
I want my $10 back. This is outrageous. This is outrageous. Alright, so the small blind, I guess, repotted. Now everyone's folding.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was 50 and he raised 50. Yeah, I thought it was 2.
Alright, so two of the limpers folded. And now there's a repot. Can I take my $10 back? Because this is ridiculous. This is outrageous. This is a crime. I feel like you guys are picking on me because I'm Caucasian. Nah, he's getting it all in. He's getting it all in. I think I folded the winner now. Alright, all the money's in. The dealer doesn't have to do any funny math now.
Let me get the name right.
These guys are so desperate to get in the vlog, they're gonna steal my $10.
300 and coming back. Three players.
I was calling the 50. I can't call two all-ins. Yeah. Just get me stuck between you. You guys just min-raise me back and forth. All right, dealer getting the pots right here. Oh, sure. The Caucasian guy's out of the pot. Now y'all running twice. This is some bullshit. Some bullshit. Son of a bitch. That flop is 7 of diamonds, 5 of diamonds, 6 of hearts, queen of spades, 8 of... I'm sorry, queen of clubs, 8 of spades. And then 8, 7, 3 all clubs, 2 6 of clubs, and 9 of diamonds. And what have bet up against? Ace, 6 of clubs, and king, queen of...
We need it for
Alright, the other guy has king of clubs, king of hearts, 4 hearts, 6 of spades. Gosh, there's an ace of diamonds. Oh boy. It is. Two players have called, and in the hijack, I call holding king, queen 4 suited in diamonds to my king. There's a raise to 20, and then a re-raise to 85. A cold call, and again, I'm forced to lay it down. Alright, let's live vicariously. The guy who re-raised pre-flop gets it all in and finds one caller. They both agree to run it twice. The caller reveals 10-10-9-8 for a flop 2 pair that boated on the first run out, and his opponent has Queen Jack, Jack 10 for the top end of the straight draw that made a better 2 pair on the second run out for a chop. We're playing a double board bomb pot, and on the button I'm dealt Ace King 9-6 with 3 hearts. The flops fall Queen Jack 3 with 2 clubs, and Ace Ace Deuce with 2 diamonds. There's a bet of 50 and 2 callers. When it gets to me, I need a non-club 10, so 3 outs, to make the nuts straight up top. And then I have trips with the top kicker on the bottom, but I'm not full yet. I am vulnerable to other players being full, or straight or flush draws coming in, so essentially, I'm expecting to only be playing for half of the pot in the spot. And I just call. We go 4 ways to the turn. Is that Costa Rican superstar Humberto Brenes?
Pero sigo siendo el rey. Yo know in Spanish.
The turns are the 4 of hearts and the 9 of clubs. I've made the nuts on the bottom. I'm still vulnerable to the river coming with a 10, jack, or queen if one of my opponents has that with an ace. The player on the blinds bets the pot of 335. One player folds, the other player asks how much the bettor has remaining, and he goes deep into the tank, but eventually settles on a fold. I rip in the last of my chips, which happen to be 335 total, ballooning this pot to over $1,000.
I'm all in.
The rivers come the 9 of diamonds and the 4 of spades.
He's got ace of clubs, 8 of spades, queen 10 of
Service line, please.
Thank you.
Hey, what?
Service line, please.
Alright, bud.
We're playing a 9-handed double board bomb pot, and under the gun +1, I've been dealt 10-9-9-5, double suited in clubs and diamonds. The flops fall Queen 8 Deuce with 2 clubs and 9-6-3 all spades. It checks to me, and
In this spot, I have a gut shot up top to the nuts and a 10 high club draw. Nothing to get overly excited about. On bottom, I have top set, but it's a monotone board, and I don't block the spades. I have to check and try to get a free turn card, but if there's betting, given my stack size, I'm probably going to commit to the hand. The player on my left bets 125. Now another player raises. I go deep into the tank.
Sorry, guys. Good luck all in. Thanks, guys.
I can't be good then.
The original bettor folds, leaving 125 in dead money in the pot. This is actually ideal, as I do have some scoop potential facing only one opponent. I'm all in for 440 total.
Two pair and a jack high board.
And then you know the player too.
I got a gut shot, flush draw, and a set. There's the 3 diamonds. That's not good. I need the 3 on the other board. Deuce of diamonds. Jack, I got there, and 7 of clubs. What does he have? I got the straight Jack of hearts, 7 of clubs. Yeah, there's ace, 8 of spades, and 6-4 of clubs. Okay.
Wow, you have a chance to shoot right there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna be leaving soon, so I was like, all right, let's try to get it in there. Yeah. I mean, I knew I had to pair the other board there, but thank you, sir.
Looking at the equities on the flop when the money goes in, I'm 76% up top, 32% on the bottom, so overall a slight equity favorite. It would have been nice to scoop the whole pot and end the session on a really good note, but at least I'm walking away with chips in my pocket. Hey everyone, it's Anthony. Thank you guys for watching. I wanted to thank viewer Team Get Help, who posted in one of my recent live vlogs asking me to make the graphics larger for the cards and suits for people on their mobile phones. And looking at my analytics, about half of you guys are watching on mobile phones, watching my content. So I did adjust them for this video to make them larger. Hopefully that helped. I always appreciate that kind of feedback. Keep it coming. I want to make this, my content as good as possible for you guys. So I really appreciate that kind of feedback. So I tried to do something a little bit different with this episode, which you guys saw, where I was including a lot of hands that I either saw flops with, that I folded after the flop, or that, I just folded outright pre-flop. And I tried to include those in here just to kind of give people a picture of what it's like, grinding some of these sessions. Sometimes it's hours and hours of boredom where, you're not getting hands to play, or if you do get hands to play, you get pushed out either pre-flop or after the flop, or you completely whiff. And sometimes, 1 or 2 hands will make or break your session. And so it's really trying to, pick your spots and not get yourself into a spot where you're stuck and now you're chasing. So I wanted to kind of show that. And, I'm not going to do that every single episode, but, I thought it was fun for this one. Obviously, I had a Mizreg at the table making his snide little comments about, oh, he's not playing any hands, blah, blah, blah. And, oh, we should min raise him every time. Like, look, buddy, when you're paying my buy-ins, you can dictate how many hands I play, right? But until then, just shut the fuck up. I can't stand Mizreg. Cause yeah, okay, I'm a nit, I'm a tight player, but I'm fucking social. I try to have fun. I try to keep the table fun and light, entertaining. And you get these Mizregs, even if they're, I'm sorry, I'm playing poker on my phone while I record this. Even if, they're winning, they're miserable. And it's just, for me, they bring the whole vibe of the table down. I don't like them. And I've never said an unkind word to this guy or about this guy. And it just, after a while, it just, you just want to throat punch them, I'm sure you guys have dealt with people like that at the tables as well, that are just miserable and they just want everyone else around them to be miserable. So it's frustrating, but, I'm not leaving the table because of it. I'm venting right now, but, you're going to deal with all kinds of, ne'er-do-wells at these tables, whether it's, drunks, obnoxious people, or just miserable people. But there's a lot of really cool people too in the games. There's a lot of fun social people. And, I try to, bring that to the tables. I'm not always in the best of moods sometimes. Sometimes you're having a bad day, a bad week, a bad month. So I try my best. I'm not perfect either. But anyway, I really appreciate you guys watching the videos, and we'll see you in the next one.
We getting down with the sound of the old school vibe. Keep it alive with my tribes